Let's go.
We're on.
We are on October 1st. What a great way to kick off the month then with our team call. So it's good to see you guys. So good to have all these faces, and especially Allison Schneider, all the way from Okinawa, Japan. So we're excited of the topic we have tonight and the open discussion we're going to have in a little bit. But before we get there, we want to kick it off with recognition from our very challenging September. Let's keep it real, guys, right? But it is behind us. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. We don't have a slide for this, but I know from my memory, there are a few of you that I know worked really hard to get it and came so close, and then some that did hit it. I'm going to try to do this from memory. Jacqueline got 5.
Yeah.
I got 6, literally by the skin of my chin. And Kathy Zamaron got 6.
Oh, did she? I didn't have her on my list.
Uh-huh.
Oh, awesome.
But we're gonna mention with getting, I'm just going to point this out because I would never want this to happen to anyone else. Kathy worked her tail off, and she got those 6 points, only to find that she did not have an HD order on her account. So because of that, she didn't get qualification for Success Club. So she was really bummed, of course, because, those 3 P90X programs were hanging in the balance, and she was really looking forward to getting that. So tough, bitter, sweet lesson to learn, but I know she'll probably never make that mistake again. So I just thought I'd take this one quick minute to clarify and to emphasize that in order to qualify for Success Club, you have to have a 90 personal volume HD order per month. That could be a combination of things that equal 90 or above, or it could be Shakeology, which secures that. But it's got to be in place. That does not come. Confusion lies where to stay active as a coach, you have to have 50 PV. That can come from volume that comes from customers. I hope that makes sense. So remember, if you're running for Success Club, which everybody should be, especially if you're on team call, you've got to have 90 PV on HD every, once a month. And that can be a combination of things, including the performance line. And I will point out that in our file section, in our team file section, there is a document stating all different formulas or all different combinations that would equal 50 PV and or above. There's 90s, whatever. So it's in there. Just want to point that out. So anyway, and then so many of you worked really hard to try to get to Success Club and fell short, and we know how that can be. But we also hope our content tonight will help, will help you not run into that this month.
I wanted to definitely give a shout out for Molly. She got 9 points this month, so that was awesome.
She's the top earner.
Yeah, she did. She rocked it. And then I did get 6, which was, as I had mentioned in one of the groups that I in, that was like, it was honestly, it was a God thing. It was just 6 points that totally just fell into my lap of existing customers. And once you've been in the business a while, which I've mentioned this before, you'll find that you have those nice, sweet surprises. And God knew what I needed when I needed it. So that was a good thing for me. So we were the 2 on our team that hit Success Club this month. So I was ecstatic.
And I'll piggyback on that. I was the same way. I mean, I had in my back pocket how I was going to get it, but I really didn't want to have to pull that out. I'd rather push it off till next month. Anyway, same thing. I had a customer and they got a Body Beast challenge pack. Now, I will say I dug deep to see how long I've had this customer, what she's ordered in the past, because often that can come back to him because they may have intended to order under a different coach. I felt like I feel pretty confident that that's not the case, you know. So anyway, thank you, Jesus, for those extra points.
Amen, sister.
Okay. So before we head into our topic of follow-ups and how booming they can be often, we did want to make note to that we have our Coach Basics, brand new Coach Basics up and running. And I'm sure you've seen it, you know, in your news feed whenever we tag somebody in it. But I just wanted to make sure that y'all were aware of that. And I'd encourage you, if you have any personally sponsored coaches that you would like to tag in that, it's a great place for them to go at their own pace and get trained. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to unmute yourself right now and ask them, because it could be, we hope it's not confusing, but it may be. So does anybody have any questions about the training?
Have you even peeked at it yet? Be real. I just want to know. Did you even look?
Just flatter us a little bit.
I know, right?
I looked a little bit. Molly and Allison did, because
we looked because we did.
3 of us worked to get that up and running. Thank goodness for a team effort.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So we just hope that the directions are clear. I think they are. And that you know, either if you're doing it, just make sure you tag your sponsoring coach with each assignment so that your coach can stay on track with where you are. And in case there's any questions and such, they can address those in the comment section underneath each post. It'll always be there in that, under our photos, under a photo album is where we've tucked it away. So it's always accessible. Okay. And the next thing to upload, we have it ready, we just haven't done it yet, is the Emerald training that comes right after those 22 days. Okay. Okay, so if there is no questions regarding the Coach Basics, we'll move into follow-ups. I just want to see a show of hands if anybody has that same kind of, you know, that feeling that rises up in them when they know that I have got to follow up with this list of people. Does anybody else have that? Or does anybody love it? Run to it. I can't wait. I get to follow up today. No? Yes?
Lots of no. Nobody's running to their follow-up list. They weren't brave enough to raise their hand, but they're certainly not saying that they're running to it. That's for sure. I was sitting here just flipping through mine as we were talking. I was like, I wonder how many people I have to follow up with. I wonder if I dug in my little follow-up list, if I could have gotten Success Club 10 this past month. Mm-hmm. Probably.
So what prevents us from doing it? Allison, what prevents you from getting out that list with vigor? Allison Smith.
Okay, good. Just checking. Just wondering. You know what? Sometimes for me, it is, well, and I don't, it's excuse making. I mean, I can't make it any more difficult than that. I'm a talker. I know you guys haven't figured that out. I really have no problem just shooting somebody a message. I told Molly today, I said, this is what you say. I mean, I can pretty much say whatever, but it is, first thing probably I would have to say is organization of my follow-ups. Just going back through my text messages to say, ooh, who did I not respond to? Or my Facebook messages, ooh, who did I not respond to? Or all those Facebook posts that I do that are like, I am like so proud of my post after I put it up. It is on fire. And people are liking it and commenting and liking it and commenting. And am I doing anything with any of those people that are liking and commenting? Am I just like proud of myself because I have likes and comments? Or am I taking the time to thank them? Am I taking the time to say, hey, I saw that you saw that. How are you? You know, what is going on with you? That is where that is. I can do the talking. It's just setting aside a time specifically to take the action to do it and to remind myself before the 30th that I need to be following up with people, because my friends don't want me following up with them for them to drop over $100 on the last day of the month. That's not what they're looking for. I need to be doing my following up consistently all of the time. So when the end of the month comes, I've got it because I've already built relationship and talked with them the whole time.
Yeah.
All the energy that I put into making these cool posts, I have to connect with those people that are connecting with me through my posts. That's probably my biggest follow-up screw up, if you want to call it that. I try not to stay negative like that, but that's probably where it is for me.
Well, I wonder, because I know I experience this, how often the voice in the head gets in the way of really what needs to be done. But what I can stand back and look over and see is that, of course, I know these people wouldn't be engaging in the conversation initially just to waste their time. There's a reason that they're desiring more information. There's a reason that they began the conversation. So I don't know if how often we get in the way of that, recognizing that, no, you aren't chasing after them. Because I often think, no, that's what it feels like. I'm chasing after them. And then I got to go, no, wait a minute. I have an excellent product that produces results, that works tremendously, and everybody needs it. So why can't I just get out there and do this? Well, it takes that, proper mindset and to believe it and to run with it. And so I don't know about you, but often it really takes that to get myself going.
That's awesome, because I can feel some truth to that. That's a good point. Thank you.
Sometimes I feel like I'm revisiting the conversation often, and yet they still haven't I'm just looking for a no. That's kind of where I get. And I want to encourage you to always be there with that. Like our ultimate goal, I don't remember what book taught us this or what training, was to move them off our list. That's our ultimate goal. Move them off the list so that you can keep going down that list.
That's awesome.
And I know there's many of us on here that do enjoy checking things off lists. So, that could even be a motivator, is to get out that list of people that are still looming or that still have not said no, so that you have that satisfaction of getting to the bottom. Still recognizing that's a soul you're talking to. That's an individual that you have the opportunity to help. Of course, that trumps everything, but you want to move them here, or you want to move them here. So
that's great.
I think this would be a good time to just start hearing personal situations that you're getting tripped up on regarding follow-ups. And let's brainstorm. Because Alice and I are no experts. Don't think that we think we've got it figured out 5 years into this. And I still kind of have that, butterfly in the stomach kind of thing sometimes. So anyway, unmute yourself. And who wants to throw it out there, what they are challenged by?
I'll jump in. I know for me, sometimes you follow up and then there's crickets. And then it's like, well, do I follow up again? Like, how do I wait 3 days? And I've done lots of different things, but I'm just curious because I know everyone kind of has their own opinion and might have some suggestions on, especially on Facebook messaging, where it's bad that you can see that they saw your post and read your post, and then you're like, well, they read it 3 days ago. Are they mad at me? Do they not want to respond? Do they, And of course, we always think the worst, like, oh, I'm bugging them again. And a lot of times I find out they've read it and they don't have time to respond at the time, and they think they've responded, which I do all the time, and then they, so just kind of some thoughts on that. I would love.
Anybody want to go? I hear you.
I mean, I don't want to jump in, but if she's looking for something, because I totally know when people look at that, and I totally jump in and I say, hello. And maybe I just have this way about me, because Craig said I can even say stuff to my kids in a way that's kind of less offensive or annoying as somebody else. I'd be like, hey girl, what have you been doing? You know what I mean? Because they know why you're checking in with them. And they know. And usually that's what they'll do. They'll say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what or I am, and I've heard it said before, when you have a specific date or something that creates that urgency, that is your reason for following up with them, because you don't want them to fall through the cracks. That's usually my best line. I don't want you to fall through the cracks. I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I'm just checking in. I totally get it. So apologetic, but with some sense of urgency.
Yeah, that's good.
How I handle those people that I'm like, seriously, freaking, and you're right though, Allison, because there are people that totally, myself included, look at a message, somebody calls me, something happens, and then it's like, huh? And then I send Elaine one of those messages and she doesn't respond. I'm like, woman, where are you? Hey, what's happening? You know what I mean? So, there are those legit cases too, but that's probably how I'm a humor. I use humor. It works for me. That's part of my personality, but I mean, it might not work good for everyone. And it doesn't always go over really good with Craig because he has humor, but he doesn't use it in the sense to smooth things over. It is, and I'm like, dude, you've got to smooth. Sorry, that's a little too much information, but that's how we roll. So anyway, that's how I
like that.
handle that. That's seriously, that's how I handle it. I handle my whole entire life, family, and whatever that way. That's just how I am.
I like that, that you just put it out there, that it's almost like a courtesy. I just want to make sure I don't forget you.
Absolutely.
And then I would even say, and I'm saying this to myself too, like make note and put them back at the bottom or something so that you've done your due diligence. Because you know what I forget. I mean, think about it, you guys. The decision they're making with regards to making a change with their health is extremely an emotional decision, right? Mm-hmm. So, as well as I do, sometimes you're on a really high moment and you're like, yeah, I got to do this. And then you could be getting a message to them when they're feeling like the worst, right? They can't button their pants, whatever. I mean, so take in consideration the product, the offer that we're bringing to them strikes at a very emotional chord. We're not selling a washer and dryer, right? And so always keep that in mind too. So I like that idea of revisiting often, and I think being that it's the first of the month right now and we're not up against a deadline that Success Club kind of drives in our mind, if we put this in practice and maybe revisit it, I mean, hopefully we're moving them off that list, but if not, you message them the first week of October. You hope you hear something. You don't, they're back at the bottom of the list. And then, probably by the 12th, you're going to revisit it again. Mm-hmm. And maybe it gets to a point where you literally say, you put that call to action in place, and then you say something to the effect that I'll look forward to hearing from you. And at that point, you put them really at the bottom,
And there was one other thought I had with that, because then I remember getting this, like when I first came in, it's always when you are wrapping up or leaving that with them that, and it maybe not specifically in this instance, but like when Allison was talking about before, is always leave them with the next contact set up. Like if, hey, well, I'll check back in with you on Thursday. And then you put it in your book and remind yourself that this is Thursday. So like when I do my follow-ups, I already have, today I talked to this new free customer I got. She text messaged me. She's started her 21-day fix. She started it on Sunday and she hadn't lost anything and she was really frustrated. So I was like, okay, so I made this appointment with her. I talked to her right before I got on this call. And now I have an appointment to talk with her again on Monday. And I have that in my follow-up already. So anytime, whether it is somebody that's already bought from me or somebody that this was just a free lead who's already, she's drinking the shake, she's got her 21-day fix, I want to stay connected with her. I want, her to have those results, but I need to follow up with her. I was like, okay, so what works? And I pinpoint her to when I will touch base with her. Or I'll send a message and say, hey, this time works for me. Let's plan on talking on this day or that day. So if you can reset it, always set up the next connect time before you get off the first.
So you're saying keeping the ball kind of in your court.
Yeah. I mean, you basically run that show. I mean, if you give it to them, you know how people are, they're going to blow it off. Mm-hmm. And you have to, and that also shows that you care and are engaged and want to really legit take in. I mean, this chick works night shift at some factory in Michigan. And she is, she wants to do this. And she's like, okay. I said, well, let me give you, she's going out this weekend. And I'm like, well, I want you to implement the changes that I've suggested. I said, so I don't want to talk to you like tomorrow. I want to talk to you early next week, Monday, 7:00, same time. And she's like, okay, cool. So that way I know that I'm setting that up with her. And it would be the same kind of thing if people are like getting ready to go away for the weekend or whatever they're doing. But I know that there's a time that I need to follow up. There was a girl that wanted the 21-day fix. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get up with you on Labor Day, because I knew her schedule up to Labor Day. It was first week of school. She didn't have time to talk. So I totally messaged her on Labor Day, but I said it in my book at a time that was when I was going to follow up with her. So I always have to make sure that I have my own follow-up scheduled, just like anything else. I've talked too much, but that's what I do.
Allison, I'm wondering, Allison Schneider, if this is, quite different of what Allison's talking about, because you're not hearing back from them at all. Is that the case?
Yes, I would say just in the past. I mean, a lot of times you message them and you get no response, and you message again. Even with current customers, I mean, I've just sometimes see that. And so I don't, like, at what point do you just stop, or do you ever stop? Do you ever just get to the point where, okay, well, they're not going to respond? But
yeah, well, I know, I'm thinking of one particular customer of mine who I know the whole conversation started was because he said he needs to get back on Shakeology. So although I feel like I'm running after him, I remind myself what led me to the initial conversations. So I say that to you as well. Like, you must have had something that got that conversation started, right? And so, mention that, and then pulling in what Allison said, I'm going to check back with you one more time or something like that, and name the date. And
I don't chasing after a while. I totally feel what you're saying. How many times do you go back,
Mm-hmm.
after a while? And I'll just let it be, because you know what, Allison, and this is for me, if I'm still chasing after the same people, they don't want it bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good mojo for myself personally, but it's also not the people I really want to work with. And I know that sounds really snotty, but I've tried to heal enough baby birds in my lifetime. And I know people tried to help me for 500 billion years when I was over 200 pounds, and I wouldn't listen to jack crap. So when their time is right, their time is right. And if you're consistent and you're there, they're going to come and seek you out.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. So just trying to get them, moving away, moving off. Do your due diligence. Anybody else? Katie?
I'll go.
Tabitha?
Yeah, I have probably about 3 or 4 people from the last 5-day challenge group that I did.
Wait, we talked
that they were, because the first one that I did, there was a lot of people were real interested in it, and I actually had 3 that I sent them the link to go in and get the challenge packs. I talked to them about it, and they're real excited about it. And then after I sent it to them, there's nothing. How do I follow up with those people? And I still interact and stuff with them, and they're still, on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I still want to try and get healthy and, do this. And I don't know.
One thing that comes to mind is a date, a call to action. Those that were coming off of the 5-day clean eating or crockpot challenge, was there something that was leading them into the next step? Because it sounds like you did the conversation, you gave them the information in order to give them the link. Did they have a certain date set in place, that they would have to get their program so that they could start a group? That might help. And that doesn't mean that because this, this already passed and they seem to kind of be looming out there, that might be what starts that conversation again.
Okay.
My question would be too, because, and Elaine and I, when we had our little pre-conference thing earlier today, was specifically coming off of follow-ups from free groups, was one of the things that we knew we needed to address for people is, you know, how much of a connection did you have with that person before? Were you private messaging? Were you able to connect with them on a deeper level to find out what it is that they really wanted to get? I found this particular 5-day that I just came off of doing, I met brand new people. They were people, I had no idea who half these people were, which was awesome. But I was specifically having to spend some time finding out more about them behind the scenes, because they're not going to share and spill their guts on the regular page. But when I did promote and say, hey, if you're ready to step this up to the next level, comment, I'm in. And she was, and we have an appointment to talk on Saturday morning. So that was what worked for me, but it was more of, because right now she doesn't know what she's saying I'm all in for. So I don't know if, when you send them the link, have you already, you know, connected with them, found out what their why is, and do they know that if they are saying you're signing up for a challenge pack that's $140, do they even have a clue about that? That would be kind of my thing for my people coming off of a free group, because I didn't know them at all. Now, if they're people, you know, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are people that I know. Some of them are, you know, friends of my husband, and you know, we chatted about stuff. So we'd never gotten into the actual price of it. So I'm kind of guessing that that's what scared them off of, you know, continuing on with it, which a lot of times it is. So,
which is why they suggest, if you follow, and I'm not a to the letter rule follower of the 5-day or the 5-step invite, but is, you know, really finding out, you know,
Right.
other than just getting healthy, what is that going to look for them later? That's because then you can say, okay, well, if this is that important to you, then, you know, you're going to make the investment in yourself, and you're going to do that. I mean, I could go on, but I'm not going to. Shut up. Quit laughing at me.
Yeah, there's an importance to getting, they say that, you know, knowing their why is a kind of a heartstring. And that doesn't mean to manipulate that, but to be able to take them back to what drove them to even want to consider participating. And hopefully they're revealing, you know, be it their doctor told them that they are one appointment away from going on Lipitor, or their blood pressure is so high that something's got to change, or else, you know, something that's going to be that heartstring that you can go back to and remind them that, you know, because of this is the solution I feel would be best for you right now, you know, to bring them back. And, you know, and the private conversation is where talking the price happens, you know, and then you can get deeper into their objections or their questions to understand what that $140 is getting them. Because when we can have that conversation and break it down, it's really, really an amazing, you know, layout. I mean, I think back to how much joining a gym used to be, and I'd easily be tossing 120 every 2 months at least, you know. So, you know, when we can point out that 140 includes this and 30 meals, but I think it really takes that conversation to happen.
And that gets easier the more you do it. And it's not something that comes super easy in the beginning. So
right.
It's definitely something that, unless you're a professional talker.
She's saying it's easy for her.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm good. Tabitha?
But I think, I mean, it's been a while since we pulled out the 5-step invite.
Good.
But, that's definitely something you might want to revisit or visit. It's in the back office for sure. And I could point that out to you.
It's in the Coach Basics things too that we just put out.
That's true. That's right. I don't remember how deep it is but it's in there.
Mm-hmm. In the first 21-day part, I know it's in there.
You're talking about forming, right?
Forming is part of the 5-step, actually. Yeah.
You go, girl.
I know. She's got the lingo down.
Yeah, she does.
Anybody else? No? Wow. Then we're going to end on time. Well, I want to point out, I'm sure you all saw, did you guys see what the October specials are? Nod your head. Yes, no.
20 Day Fix is freaking like
Mhm.
the best flipping challenge pack ever. And don't think that people are sick of it. Just tell them if they already got the first one that they need to up it a level and get extreme.
Yeah. Because it's a whole nother ball game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and remember, they're seeing there's a lot of people seeing the infomercial out there anyway. Now, they will quickly buy from that infomercial if they don't know what you're doing. Hate to say what you're repping, what you're hustling. But that's why we get it out there, So I'd encourage you. I know I've got it on my plan to set up an event. I'll probably launch it Sunday night. I haven't done one in a while, but that used to be the way I started my month, was set up an event. And I'm going to do it 21 Day Fix specific, with the idea of getting in front of the holidays instead of waiting till the new year to start their resolutions or whatever. So if you don't know what I mean about an event, private message me later and I will send you exactly what I do. Somewhere in the training, I actually have the steps on how to do it. But anyway, that way, what I like about it, it's a private thing and I'm inviting specific people. And in that invite, I might invite people that have been on my follow-up, who have expressed an interest in the past of the 21 Day Fix. Well, here's my opportunity again to put that out to them with a date in place. And I'm continuing to go forward with putting my new customers, challenge pack purchasers, into my general fitness page with a plan to really run it like a challenge group, but yet all my former clients are in there as well. Anyway, so I encourage you to consider doing an event because of the opportunity we have early in the month. And then also it targets specific people, so think of it that way. And what better opportunity than with the products we get to push this month at a low price, and setting people up for the launch of Hammer and Chisel, because I think it could look very intimidating, because Sagi is in it. But I think the more people are familiar with Autumn, and she definitely has her cult following, they're naturally going to want, to look at what's next. And I did Total Body today, which was one of the sneak peeks in the On Demand. And you know what? I could definitely see even 21 Day Fix, the original, people graduating into that. I don't know what the rest of the program looks like yet, but I can definitely say the Total Body is one that they could do.
That must have been what Molly ended up doing today, because I see her nodding her head. Yeah.
Would you agree with me on that? I mean, there wasn't a modifier though, really. No, I mean, she was on the ground versus using.
Yeah, I mean, she was on the ball. That was weird. I mean, yeah. And then like the step up too was really hard.
Yeah.
That was like a Sagi move right there.
Yeah, but that step up is just as effective on the ground. I tried it both ways because I felt like it was kind of.
I didn't even get up. I mean, I didn't ever do. I'm not ever able to do those. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel safe like getting up and then getting down because I don't have the balance. And plus I don't wear shoes in my workout. So that's probably half the problem.
I think Hammer and Chisel, seeing these two workouts, I think it's an in-between between the Fix and Body Beast. I think initially when they were, previewing it and launching it, or at least putting it out there to us, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be beyond Body Beast, but it's not. If these two previews are a taste of the whole program. So that said, with it launching, it'll launch early December, I believe, in time for Christmas typically. So we've got 8 weeks right now, you guys. That's 60. That's 3 rounds almost. We'll say 2.5 rounds of Fix before that launches. Mm-hmm. So kind of think of it in that mindset. Like, what they would graduate onto.
Elaine, can I ask a question about your event?
Yeah.
Is your event to explain what the 21-day fix is, or is it like a full, this is an event, you're going to buy it, and it's going to be a full challenge group?
It's more so I'm looking for X number of people to join me, you know, setting up the stage who want, you know, to see blah, blah, blah changes. In the event, you know, while it's open, each day, twice a day, I will post transformation pictures. I'll post more information about it. In the past, I've really refrained from talking about the program specifically. I keep it kind of general to a 21-day plan or 30, I don't, you know, depending on how you word it, because I don't want people to jump over to Safari, you know, to search 21-day fix, you know, but until I get the conversations going, you know what I'm saying? But inevitably I have like 20 people that say they're going, and then maybe 5 end up actually jumping on. But that's pretty much what happens.
5 is rocking. Shoot.
So it's an opportunity to have a private setting where you're informing people. You know, it's not posting on my page, but Melanie Mitro made a comment in one of her trainings recently. I'm like, duh, that makes so much sense. So I can't say if I think she would do a sponsored post about, you know, a group coming up, kind of like an event. And then she would make mention to, okay, and then she'd do a later post. She plans out her post, a post about a meal, and it would be a fixed made meal, right? And then somebody would comment, and she would literally say, if you like this, you should definitely grab one of the spots of my upcoming challenge. Like, she uses her future posts to point people right to her event.
Jab, jab, right hook. Text hook.
And she's big on that.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm going to make a note to find that particular video, because the way, you know, Melanie Mitchell just says everything so
I know. She's awesome.
I'm like, that's like brilliant marketing.
And if you guys have not like subscribed to her on YouTube, check it out. She's got some incredible stuff. Don't overwhelm yourself, but
oh, bye, Valerie. Thanks for joining us.
And she took a picture before she got off. Dang it.
I wanted to tell her to bring Tessa to Super Saturday, because people do. Allison, how old is Allison Schneider? How old is Tessa? Do you know?
A few, like 4 months, maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, we could totally handle her.
Okay.
We'll take care of her. Get some baby
I'll shoot
love.
her a message.
Yeah, Grandma Allison will handle her. Melanie Mitro's video. I'll make note.
What the heck is that crap? Aunt Allison. I'm not a flipping grandmother.
Okay.
Old lady with her glasses.
YouTube video.
I know. I see yours too, girl. You're both old blind people. No contacts, no glasses.
Jab, jab.
Just a lot of gray hair that I took care of today. It is pretty now. Just saying.
I don't have as much as you.
I know. Whatever.
All right.
Are we good?
Any other questions?
I think Katie's like, you guys are crazy. Or she's looking at other stuff. Like, because
Katie has drank the Kool-Aid, okay?
And Laura's just like, seriously, Molly, these are what these calls are about? Her face looks like distressed. Like, why?
I was thinking that too.
Oh, I didn't see that Laura got on. Hi, Laura. See, it's not intimidating. It's pretty casual, right? Look at that sweat. She just finished the Total Body, right, Laura? Hammer. What did you do?
Yeah, the Autumn one, whichever one Autumn did.
What did you think of it?
Do tomorrow, yeah.
I loved it. I really liked it a lot.
I did too. I actually put in Pump Revolution to do, which is 56 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then I said, you know what? If this is total body, let me see it. And so I was really pleased. And I'm walking around tonight totally remembering what I did with those lunges and the squats and those step ups. So it's good.
Well, I wasn't going to work out at all today because I woke up kind of sore this morning. My lower body was really sore because I haven't taken one in a long time. And then when I found out that this was previewing today, just the fact that it was something new because I've been doing 21-day fix now since. So it was just something new and exciting, and I wasn't so sore this evening, so I tried it, and I'm really glad that I did because I liked it a ton,
Right.
and I want to keep doing it.
Cool.
Great.
I just need a bench. I don't have a bench.
I used a stability ball today. I don't know what they have you doing, but like the curls, had to do that. I did that.
I don't have a stability ball or a bench.
Oh.
I did kind of use one of my bar stools, which was a little bit too high, but I improvised a little bit.
Laura,
Yeah.
you can have my stability ball if you want, but the benches are pretty cheap at Walmart too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Coffee
if
table.
she uses it a lot, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like our.
Not
I mean, it was
glass
good.
I got my bench for $25 off of Craigslist. Whenever you live near a military base and they need to leave. Oh my God, this thing is so amazing. It's probably a $150 thing. So anyway, check Craigslist too.
Okay.
Trash or treasure. There's more crap on those local trash or treasure things. More exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Those
That's a good
people
idea.
Suck
too.
about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so anything else, you guys, while we're here, and we can brainstorm or go to bed
Or watch football.
or wake up some more, Allison?
Football. I know. Really. What time? Is it 9 o'clock in the morning there?
It is. It's almost 10
Almost
in the morning
10 in the
on
morning.
Friday.
It's Friday.
It's already
Friday.
Friday. You go, girl. Nice. I want to smile and get a picture before we get off. And remember to, oh, okay, look, Elaine, she's put her sweet face on. It's like what she looks exactly like her daughter's. If you ever look at her daughter's Instagram and it's this little and they all look the same. They do. Anyway, it's all good. Are you smiling? Everybody smiling? Are you happy with your smile? Smile, Elaine. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got the little boy screwed through the back. He's so cute, though. Awesome.
He's adorable.
Awesome.
All right, guys, gals. Let's see how many of us on October, what would it be, the 10th? The 9th?
Molly was going for all 5 today. I don't know how she wrapped up, but that's 5, baby. Did you get 2? Good for you, girl. Awesome.
Nice. That's the best feeling. Anyway, let's see how many can be at least to 5 by October 9th. Let's put that out there. We also have to do our drawing. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, Allison, for that Amazon gift card.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Duh. Holy smokies. Oh, that's right. And how many things? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
One entry per point.
I'm glad you thought of that because I did not think about that during our call today, and we could have taken care of that and done it like on camera and everything. Okay. I usually get Jocelyn to video my drawings so she knows. So awesome.
All right. Well, guys, finish the week strong. Have a great Friday.
5 by the
And make sure those of us on the East Coast have our 2 oars ready. Strong arms.
All good.
Yeah. All right.
People.
Yeah. Well, good seeing you, ladies. Allison, thanks so much for jumping in with us. We
missed
hope
you.
to see you some more. Okay.
Yes, that was awesome.
We had our homeschooling group didn't meet today, so
Oh, okay.
we were home.
Awesome. Well, you can thank them. And then also, I just want to say, if you put into practice some of the things we strategized tonight regarding follow-ups, talk about it over on our team page. Okay.
Please. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even if it's, you're still struggling, let's strategize over there. Let's keep this communication, this conversation going. Okay. Okay. Love all you girls. We'll see you soon.
Bye, you guys.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.